Another great thing, I also have an electric blanket. This one runs off of DC, and right over here, luckily by my bed, I have a cigarette lighter outlet, so I can run it right off of there. I have two of them. I also have a regular electric one. That one I usually just keep at the foot of the bed kind of thing. Electric blankets are awesome for in the winter. Like I said, I can run it off the Coach batteries, and I can also plug it into that little Duracell power pack thing I have, and I've used it that way before when I've boondocked. The electric blanket made it the whole night, and the TV I ran it on with the DVD player for about 6 hours, and then turned it off, and the power pack made it all through the night. So that's helpful when you're boondocking. This is a tub that I keep most of my pots and pans in. I have 3 frying pans in there. Again, probably far more than I need, and I probably need to downside. I put the little cooktop thing in there. I use these towels because you can never have too many towels, and they'll protect the pots and pans. The tub closes just barely, and I put it underneath, and I got a little niche. It goes back right in there. Now the only thing is my furnace is back there, and that's where the vent comes out. So if I run the propane furnace, I really need to move this. And I've also thought of making getting like a dryer vent and attaching it onto there, and then bringing it out here, so the heat just doesn't sit under the bed. I've shown this in other ones, but my floor has 3 different ways to do it, because that's where my shower vent is. But this is a piece of wood that came with it with carpet over it. In the winter, these pans are really cold, so I put this in for the winter. I usually take it out because it gives me the head clearance. I'm 5'10" and I can make it. And then there's also 2 pieces of a wood floor that fit in these grooves that I can just barely clear the ceiling when they're in there. They look better, but they don't serve a lot of purpose. Especially having the cat, the litter box works great keeping it in this area so it doesn't slide around. If I have that floor down, then the litter box goes flying, and yeah, you don't want that at all, ever in your life at all. This is the back storage compartment since I'm cleaning everything out. Extra electric cords, you can never have enough. Tarps, chairs. That Phillips thing is a antenna receiver. I have one in the RV, but it was connected to the front battery, so I don't like to use that. And that's where I stuck my rope light. I have a couple more things back at my house that need to go in here, but lots of room. Great storage space in here, and as you can see, I really don't have anything under here. These are fire starters. They're friggin' awesome. I just cut off little pieces. They burn great. I got a little shark buster, a little vacuum cleaner. They work decent, especially with cat hair. See, it does well. The only thing with these, they take a lot of juice to power up, so whenever you're somewhere, remember to recharge your stuff, all your stuff. To me, as a disorganized person, everything has to have its place, and also with all the electrical stuff we have, sometimes the chargers get lost, so I put like a piece of tape on it, write what it is. But again, everything's got to have its place. So that sits back there, along with far too many pairs of shoes. Again, having limited space, you got to do what you got to do. So there's my vacuum cleaner and 3 pairs of shoes. I showed this before. I think it was a kid's trick-or-treat bag. It's got a face on it, but it swishes down. So this is perfect for throwing junk in for a minute and then dealing with it later. I can take it right there and stuff it behind that and know where it is, and when I need it, I grab it. I had considered ripping these mats out, or ripping this carpet out and putting fake floor down, fake hardwood, but this RV is just so dang small that it seemed almost pointless. So I was at, I think it was Big Lots, and I found this mat for $7, I think, and it's big enough that it fits there, and it fits from there all the way back to the back end. So I think for $7, that's a pretty good deal. I wouldn't have worried about it too much before, but with the cat, it's like, oh my God. And I have an outside mat, and I do my best to try to take my shoes off before I come in, or leave them on the front step, as someone with a tiny Class B would call their porch. Another idea I showed in a past video is something that I actually like, and it's working out really well for me. I said I would touch back on it. These are those Save the Planet bags, and what I have in here is, as you notice, most of them are a different color, so I've color coordinated them. This brown bag, King Supers, which is Kroger's here in the east, is all shorts and stuff like that. So I put those up there, and I kind of stick them in the back because this time of year I don't need them. This white bag is jeans and some sweats. This bag is got like one sweatshirt. A lot of my clothes are out of it. These are t-shirts and stuff like that. And this green bag. This bag is like sweatshirts and some thermals and stuff like that. And if you go to like RV shows, most of them give these things away for free. You don't even have to pay the buck that you do at some stores. So there you go. Now I can go in there without making a total mess of everything, knowing like, okay, I need a pair of jeans. Okay, I need a sweatshirt. Okay, it's time for shorts, you know, just stuff like that. And it still leaves me a lot of room in there to just throw loose stuff up. But to me, again, something this small is you gotta be organized in, and I don't come by it naturally, but I think this is a good tip that has really worked well for me. Damp rid, enough said. No RVer can be without damp rid. When I'm driving, I put it down in my sink. I had a plant, but I killed it. I got to get another snake plant. I left it out too long in the cold. I just put all this junk down in there. And when I had to plant, I had to store the cutting board / top to my sink. I had to store it someplace else. But with it gone, I can keep it there. With limited space, you got to try to get all of it. This is the door, the second door. So in that I keep a good poncho. And when I close it, then I put my visors in there. Also, this has a pouch, and that's where some cat treats and some various tools are. But you have to remember that you need every inch of space. Fire extinguisher, and the fire extinguisher's down there, which I've never thought that was a very good place to put a fire extinguisher, because if I need it, what's my chances of getting to it in time? Kind of person, every house I've had, there's always been like one spare bedroom or one room where, yeah, guests can't go in there because it's nasty. And something small like this, there's not a lot of space for lots and lots of tools, so I just got a small bag. Now I have two TVs. You can see the one up front. That is a 12 volt and have an adapter that I can run it off my Duracell battery pack, solar panels when I get to that point, solar battery system, or I can also run it off the 110. I put an adapter in there. But I don't use that television very much. I use my other one. This is the TV I use most of the time. I keep it in the bag, try to protect it a little bit. And I have a stand, a current stand, and the plans for a stand. My hope was to build that stand this weekend, but I've gotten sidetracked. So there, when I'm traveling, I just put it in the back of the RV at the end of the bed, put the blankets and stuff over it, and it's good and safe. And it won't roll around because the pedestal holds onto the bed, so it won't slide. That's a good thing. And a lot of people don't like to do it, but I think there's lots of things like that you can lay on your bed and cover with blankets, you know, to keep them from moving around no matter what size RV you got. This is another example of that. That's a folding TV tray. And when I don't feel like messing with my tables or the blankets, it's out of the way and it's not going anywhere.